Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Great Day Houston. Should be no surprise, but Valentine's Day is one of the most popular dates to propose and to get married. You'll never forget your anniversary. It's especially convenient this year because it's on a Saturday. With the average wedding and reception costing about $35,000 in the U.S., many couples just can't afford it. If your love can't wait for your pocketbook to catch up, how about this? Enjoy a unique wedding ceremony for free in unity with other couples tying the knot. Joining us with details is Reverend Michael Gott, the senior minister at Unity Church of Houston. He's actually taken part in weddings since he was 12 years old. Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
All right. Grew up in rural Oklahoma, so it was all God and country, raised in the fundamentalist Christian church. You learned piano and voice at an early age.
I did, yeah. And I became the church pianist when I was 12, and that's when I started playing for weddings.
Yeah. How many people in that church?
Oh, maybe 30 on a good day.
Okay, on a good day if they were all showing up. All right, performing at weddings since you were 12 years old.
Yeah.
Either playing the instruments or singing.
Yeah.
All right, your musical career, a professional Dallas musician for 20 years, recording artist as well. And what led you to Houston?
A job
at
Unity of Houston. I had met my predecessor, Reverend Howard Caesar, at a conference in Montana. He invited me to come sing at Unity of Houston, and while I was here, he said, "Hey, would you like to come work with us?" And then I had no idea that I would be his successor, but that's how I got here. Yeah.
How did you decide to pursue ministry full time? Because that is a commitment.
Yeah, it may sound cliche, but it's a calling.
Yeah.
I had been a professional musician. I'd been writing music in churches similar to Unity for years, and so the spiritual component became a bigger and bigger part of my work. And it was like a natural progression. I think at one point I realized that I have more to say than I can say in a song, and I started speaking, and then I love community.
Yeah. All right, from community to unity.
Yeah.
Explain to people what that is. A lot of churches will have like so-and-so Baptist church or so-and-so Catholic church or so-and-so. Explain what unity is.
Well, Unity, it started in the 1890s outside of Kansas City. It's from the founders were Methodist, but they were discovering what we would call the metaphysical element to Jesus' teachings. They began teaching it, and then it grew, and we have.
What does that mean? Back up and explain.
Metaphysical. It's really that mind is a cause and there is an effect, and that there's something in the universe that responds to our thoughts, and we co-create with God the life of our dreams or of our fears.
Kind of like that whole thing of even power of prayer, how that connects.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So they began teaching this, and then it grew into a church, and the first one in Unity, my church, started in 1919.
So in that sense, it would be non-denominational?
Yeah, I would, or even say, Michael Beckwith had this term, I like trans-denominational.
Okay.
Yeah, we get people, and some people still go to Mass if they're Catholic, and they come to Unity for those teachings. But very few people at Unity grew up in it. We've all come from a different background.
Yeah, and a diverse church.
Very diverse. Yeah.
All right, and we know the music's good. Okay, by the way,
not just me, but we got great music.
And Tony Glover, a great friend of mine. I love
Kenneth
him.
Dale, Siobhan Jacobs. Amazing singers.
Yeah. All right. You are doing the complimentary Valentine's Day weddings. This is something you've been known for some time.
Well, it's new to us, but there's a sister church in Kansas City has been doing this. I got the idea, and we decided to try it.
Yeah.
So free weddings on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, $35,000 the average cost, and as we know, a lot
free
of couples
is a better price.
Yeah, right. Free is a better price. A lot of couples will spend that money and go into their marriage in debt. Okay, this is a 10 to 15 minute ceremony happening in Unity Sanctuary, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you've got various times that you could be there. Offered for all committed couples.
That's right. Yeah. So we are very inclusive as a community. So same-sex couples are welcome. You have to get your license through the county. We don't provide that part.
Yeah, to make it legal, right?
That's right, to make it legal.
But if you wanted to, you could have a commitment ceremony, pay part of that, and but it wouldn't be legal. You have to have that license.
That's exactly right.
And if you want that license, you better hurry up because it takes a few days.
It usually takes a couple of days. So go today to the courthouse. Yeah.
All right. So you're performing the actual weddings, and you're singing at the ceremony.
I'll be singing for each of the slots for the ceremonies. Yeah.
All right. Sign up for the wedding. You can register on Unity website, unityhouston.org.
That's it.
What advice do you have for, because it's always like when you don't have a significant other, Valentine's Day is the worst day of the year, right? But when you have a significant other, you're making all the plans. But there are people who absolutely hate Valentine's Day. To put things in perspective of what that holiday really is.
Well, you and I were talking before the show. I have been single on many Valentine's Days, so I understand this. And a few years ago, I was kind of down about that, and I have a mentor, a minister, and I was talking to her. I really would like to be in a committed relationship. and feeling sad. And she's like, Michael, you have had a lot of great love in your life. And she started reminding me of the incredible friendships and my family support. I think that's the place to start with, is that see where you are loved. And what we would teach in Unity is what you think about comes about. So if you focus on the love you do have with gratitude, that makes you much more open to receiving
don't
love.
focus on what you don't have.
That's
and then,
right.
And then the whole thing, Jesus always loves you. Okay, let's just
absolutely.
So there's always that. Speaking of relationships, at Unity, you also have marriage counselors and things like that.
Or ministers do spiritual counseling. We have a staff of ministers who are trained and licensed teachers who are trained in spiritual counseling. Absolutely.
What would you say to someone to consider going to Unity? And as you said earlier, which is interesting, it's not that you have to give up your home church depending on what you're doing there. But come there for the teachings and things. And is it just on a Sunday or is it on other days?
No, we do have a Wednesday. It's a midweek event, which is a little bit more experiential. We do sound healings, interesting things like that, meditation experiences. And then we always have workshops and classes happening. Just check out our website, unityhouston.org.
Of course, this Saturday you're going to be doing something else. And those are those weddings in Unity with the couples. And want to make sure that people you register for that. So you just know how many people you're going to expect. And the whole thing is bypass that 35,000, 50,000 craziness on the wedding and save some money. That's right. Get this for free and then go out and have a good dinner, right?
Absolutely.
Reverend Gott, thank you so much.
Thank you, Deborah.
All right. If you'd like to register for the free wedding ceremony this Valentine's Day, visit unityhouston.org and enjoy the money that you saved.